Hello, everybody. Here we are in part two of our Hanna Karlzon Merry Christmas, Good Jul. So, what we are going to do right now, we did the mushroom yesterday, but we're not finished. There's still a lot to do with it. What we're going to do right now is the pine tree. So, what you're going to need, you can take a screenshot here if you want. So what we'll be using is the 1086 Sky Blue Light, Prussion Green 10109, the Sky Blue Light 1086, Peacock Green 907, Indanthrane Blue 208, and Lemon Yellow 915. So let's get started. So the first pencil we're going to take is our 109 Prussion Green. Now we want to make sure that they are very well sharpened because these areas are very small. The doll 133 is very recommended by many colorists. When I first started with the handheld, I kept breaking the leads. So with the doll 133, I now love my Prismacolor. So I'm going on the line, on the black line that Hanna has drawn for us. And she has some little lines here. I'm going to draw them out. So you're just following the lines and bring them out till they come up high enough here. You can turn the pencil in your hand to keep it sharp. Okay, so we've just followed the lines. We're going to go in with the 1086 Sky Blue Light, all the light areas. Otherwise, we're going to lose them. Right here. And when you're doing this, of course, some of the green is going on to your blue, which is a good thing because it gives us more shades. So everywhere where there's no green, but of course you're catching some of the green as you're going along, and that's a good thing. All right, I'm going to sharpen this pencil in my doll DAHLE 133. You can get it on Amazon. Before I had this sharpener, I did not like Prismacolors. They kept breaking. But ever since I purchased this sharpener, they don't break on me like they used to. If they break, it's on a very rare occasion. All right. After that, we will go in with our Peacock Green 907. And again, we're going on the lines. These are the lines that Joanna drew in. And we're also going upwards to join many of them up. You could add in a bit of your own music that you like while you're listening to me and watching and coloring and whatever it is that you're doing, that you've chosen to do. There we go. Then I'm going to go in with the 208 Indanthrane Blue. Again, very lightly on those lines. You can hear my cat eating her kibble. There. And then with the 915 Lemon Yellow, you go into the lightest areas. Oh, I'm going to sharpen that up. Go. Now all on top here, I have not finished it, so I'm going to continue with the Indanthrane Blue 208. And then with the yellow. Now I'm looking at this and I'm wondering if I prefer without the yellow. I'll see on another tree. It's just that I wanted to get some mid shades in. Okay. Let's go back with the sky blue light in the lightest areas. I'm going to go shade. All right, so let's do some shading here. We will take the Prussion Green, and under each pine here, there's going to be shade. So there's going to be shade there, under the bubble. Let's do every bubble here. Okay, so under each V here. So I hope this is clear enough. If it's not, leave me a comment so that I do another Christmas tree there. I'm just shading under all the pines underneath, under the star. There's a lot of a light area here, so I'm just going to thin it out a bit by adding a bit more Prussian on the side there. This one is pretty large as well, this area as well. Okay, this is too thin. I'm not going to put the Prussian. Where it's thin, where the light area is thin, I'm not going to put the Prussian. Okay, I'm going to go in with my white from Prismacolor 938, and where it's lighter, you will go in with a very thin point, and you're not mixing now, you're just lightening it up completely. You're not mixing the green in there, you're just putting white, some white. You're preserving all the light areas. Here too. There we go. So that will be our tree. And I like what I see. I'm glad with this. All right, so you can continue on these, all of the pine trees right here. And maybe I'll do them online, maybe not, so depends if I have time to do them offline, I will. I'll see. But let's continue on this mushroom here that we did yesterday. So for the mushroom, we used the TuscanRed 937, the Crimson Red 924, Scarlet Lake 923, Poppy Red 922, Pale Vermillion 921, Pink 929, and Pink Rose 1018. You can take a screenshot of this. All right. Now, the darkest color I have here is my 90 Warm Gray 1058. Okay, so under each, I guess it's a ward, I'm going to do like this around it. So around the bigger ones, I'm going to add some shading like that. But not all the way, just like at the bottom of it. So you see, I'm going dark underneath. And inside, I'm just shading a tiny bit, very lightly. So, shading there. That will have to wait. All right, with my Posca pen, where the white is. The little ones will just get a dot of white. I think those could come out, yeah. If you make a mistake, let's say by mistake I put Posca where I don't want it, all I have to do is take the same color as the page and erase it with my pencil. now you can, you have what you need to do the other mushrooms. Okay. All right, what about these windows? Right, so with the 90% warm gray, 1058, I'll come around the windows like this. Whoop. Doesn't need to be that large. Yeah. Okay, where's my eraser? There it is. I'm going to take out the eraser a little bit. You see, the eraser here was a bit short, so I'm lifting it up a little bit and putting back in. And let's erase that. That's too thick. There. So just a small line, just to say there's some shade because it's lifted. It's coming out of the, and I did that over here. Now for the frame here, we're going to take our Sienna Brown 945. We're just going to come here like this, a little T here in the corner, this corner here. Here we're going to do a T, T, the letter T. Okay. We're going to come in with our white to map out the lightest area, which is going to be in the middle there, here, the T here, and here. There. All right, let's go. Do we want lighter or darker? Maybe a little bit darker. Let's go with the dark brown 946 and do the darkest area here. Okay, and now with a lighter shade, the burnt ochre 943. I'm going to sharpen that because that's a very small area. So our darkest, we're going to go out a little bit. Our darkest, we're going to go out. This should be dark. So basically, we've taken our dark brown 945 and then dark brown is 946, sorry. Then we've taken the Sienna brown 945. And then the 943 burnt ochre. And we've protected the light zone. So dark brown, do a T over here, T over here, T over here, over here, the little corner, and the middle over here. With our next color, the 945, we bring it out, blend it a little. And with, we have our across there. And then with the lighter one, 943, go out a little bit more. And with the white, we come and blend all this together. Okay, we'll go back in to get some nice color. So the darkest area was here. Our second color was 945, Sienna brown. All right. So okay. So to do the mushroom stem, these are the colors that I've used. 945. So for the window and the stems, we have the same colors. 943. And the dark brown should be over here. And the warm gray, 1050. There we go. So, what should we, let's get that chimney done there. So let's take out all of our grays, our white. Let's make sure they're all well and sharpened. So we're going to start with our darkest on the side. On both sides, because if it's round, it'll be darker on the sides. And we'll go in with our 1050. Blend that out a bit. The first pencil was 90% warm gray. The second pencil, 10% warm gray. And let's use the 1056 70% warm gray. And just get that a little bit more over here. And then we'll go in with the 10% warm gray, 1050, and blend that out. There we go. I'll go back in with my darkest one on this side to make sure I have a nice contrast here. There we go. We're going to do the same thing for the rest of the chimney. So some dark on each end. So that was our 1058 90% warm gray. We're going to go in with our warm gray 10%. So I did all of the chimney with the warm gray, just to make sure we keep our light zone. 70% warm gray 1056 on each side, coming out a little bit. And then back in with our 10% warm gray 1050. There we go. Our chimney. Let's finish the window frame here. So we're going in with the dark brown 946. Then in with the Sienna brown 945. And then the lightest 943. We'll blend that out a little bit, leaving our lightest area. And then going in with the white. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of 943. Just because I wanted more of that tint. So you look at it and say, okay, I like this, or I prefer this. So you end up doing what it is that you like. Okay, so for the skirt, the mushroom skirt here, we're going to do a little bit like we did for the tree. We're going to take our darkest color, 946, dark brown, and just over the lines and up the lines. And we're going to go up because Hanna stopped the line here, but I bring it up right up to there. So here she stopped, but I'll bring it up there. This one is up. I'll bring it up. So today I received an email from Joanna Basford, and I received the link for the free upload. It's a page from her brand new book, and she's having a contest. So once that page is colored, we'll be able to download to her website. So if you're not a member of Joanna Basford yet, you just go on her website, Joanna Basford, and join. You'll get a free 12-page coloring, which I can color anytime. I also have them. And you receive an email once in a while from Joanna saying, free download. I'm not against a free download, right? 945 Sienna Brown. So I'm going to go like really beside my dark color here, right beside it. I'm going to sharpen this more. Just beside my brown lines that I've done. Because you want to protect the light zones. You don't want to color in the light zone. Okay. With our white, we will protect every zone that is whiter here. We'll add some white here just to make sure we don't lose those zones. And I think I know what color our sky is going to be. And I think it's going to be a snowy day. If I don't change my mind, it's what I'm pretty much thinking about. All right, so let's go in with our next lighter color, 943. And just add a little bit on one side of each zone. And if ever you don't like it right now, don't stop, keep going, because there's always an ugly stage where you're like, oh, I don't like this. So, but keep going, because you have to finish with all of your colors before deciding. Okay, what other colors did I have in there? So burnt ochre, sienna brown, Okay, the grays, the warm grays. So let's get those out. So I'm going to go out with the lightest one, go over my light. Oh, I'm going to first, because this makes a huge difference, shading. 946 dark brown. So under each one of these decorative jewels, I guess, you're going to add some shade. And then this skirt comes out. We're going to go in the V there, add some shade. There we go. Now, everywhere where it's lighter, we're going to go in with our 1050, 10% warm gray. There we go. That's looking good. I'm going to take my lightest burnt ochre, just add a little bit to get it. Gives it a little bit of oomph. It's not as dull. Because of course when I'm going with white and grays, it dulls a bit of the color. Just a little bit goes a long way. That's our mushroom skirt. So I'm liking this combination here. This is good. Should I tell you what color we're going in with this guy? This is just the start. So a very light layer, right, of Carrabean C 1103. So you can go ahead and do the whole sky. Very lightly, round circles. I was thinking of putting one layer of ink tints, because then it's a lot easier to put the Prismacolor. You don't have to go as many layers. But then I'm thinking, oh, beginner friendly, maybe I won't bring ink tints in right away. What is ink tints? It's a pencil. You lay down your pencil, and then you come in with a brush, like you would for watercolor, let's say. So this is very relaxing. I'll do this part while I'm watching TV, let's say. I don't have to think too much. It's just repetitive. Maybe you'd like me to continue the tree. Since that is a little more difficult than just laying the Caribbean Sea for the sky. So let's do the tree. Okay. Okay. So for the tree, we start over with our Prussian. Prussion Green 109. We go on the lines that Hanna has drawn. Okay. Then with our peacock, we go over that. And just out, well, don't go out too much because there's very small spaces here to preserve the lightest areas. So just follow the lines. Okay, let's go and make sure we keep those light areas. So let's use the 1086 Sky Blue Light. So here in the lightest area. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. That really helps me out a lot to be seen. Seeing some tooth up here, so I'm trying to get rid of the tooth. Okay. All right, so that's our lightest area. Then with the lemon yellow, we'll go into those light areas. Okay, and then with the Indanthrone Blue 208. Very lightly. Just do the top here. And then with the white, we'll blend that indanthrone out. So everywhere I laid indan, I'm going to press very hard with my white. Where I've placed the indan. All right. I'm coming back in with the Prussion 109. I rather like this tint. Okay, so I'm going to go over all the lines once more. I'm going to shade I would think where these pines finish, it would be darker, the pines are causing some shade. Under the bubbles. This area was not finished. Okay. If I take the indent and go just over the Perusian, it will darken it. Almost as if we were using a black. Just a tiny bit. Yeah. All right, let's just add in a little bit of shade under the mushroom here. go back in with our yellow over here. Okay. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Okay, let's continue the stem here. So we'll start with the dark brown, 946. Okay, then we'll go in with the sienna brown. I'll go over that dark brown. Okay, and then our lightest here, which is burnt ochre, 943. Let's start about over here. Okay. I'm going to do the principle of when the two sides are dark, the middle is, it's like we have the feeling that the roundness. So we're going to go back in with the dark brown 946 on this side here. Get this side dark. So I guess this area will be dark. So funny how sometimes I just forget how to pronounce words. Okay. Okay, let's go in with that lighter color. Blend this out a little bit. That's the 943 burnt ochre. We're going lightly because we are adding different colors. Different layers, a lot of layers actually. Let's go back over this dark brown here. Start blending. With the dark brown, you'll want to cast some shade over here. And I'm going to start going in with my darkest gray. Warm gray, 90% warm again, 1058. So the sides will be the darkest, and under the skirt here of the mushroom as well. And on this side here will be the darkest. Okay, and then I'm going to get this really sharp. So go on the side here of the window for some shading. I'll just do one side here. Underneath. Let's take the burnt ochre 943. With the dark brown here, I need more to match here. It'll be dark under these little areas. Like that. And with the sienna brown, I'm going to blend all this together. Blend this in. Then go back in with the burnt ochre 943 and blend this out. So we don't get any harsh lines. Over here, blend that out. I'm going to add a bit of color here. It's a little bit light. Okay. I'm going to take the white and go ahead and blend in what is white, what is lighter. Why do I keep dropping stuff? Okay, so this is kind of harsh, so I'm going to try to blend in a bit of the 943 burnt ochre so that it comes out less harsh. Going very lightly. So this is starting to come together. I'm going to take the 945 Sienna Brown and see if I can blend this out more. I don't want to see a harsh line. Okay, so now I just have to go in with the blender. You probably know what my favorite blender is by now, right? Okay, so my favorite is, of course, the Carrabean. All right, so let's start blending this out. Get all those white specks out of there. Oh, that's looking nice. I went over the line, which doesn't matter too much because this will be in the same tones and same colors. Let's get those white specks out. Go, come on, go home. I am going with quite a bit of pressure. It's more natural to me to go with pressure than to go lightly. I don't know why. I've always been heavy-handed. And I'm trying to go lightly, but it's not easy for me. So what I'm going to do here is we've used TuscanRed up here. I'm going to go ahead and just blend a little tiny bit here, just to bring it down a little bit. Get in the same tones a little bit from our mushroom, from the red. Right? And then into my mushroom. Let's get some of that TuscanRed in here. Yeah, that's blending better. Very lightly here in our lightest area. So that's what's really nice also with the Carrabean Dash blender. You can still come in and add a color. Yeah. Okay, that's going to be good. I'm going to make my skirt a little darker. Let's go in a little bit with the TuscanRed. And go over that red with the dark brown 946 over anything you see red here. There we go. I'm going lightly with dark brown. Trying to get it to be in the same tints, or right, the TuscanRed was at the bottom here. TuscanRed. Going to go in with the 943, the burnt ochre. Blend it in. There we go. All right. So my homework will be to make sure this blue sky goes well with these colors. So I'll be doing some mixing to get that right. And yeah, let's add a little bit. I'm daring myself here. The burnt ochre 943. I just need to see what would happen. I'm going so light that I don't think we really see a difference now. We can always start with a color, but we never know where we're going to finish. Oh, I don't see a difference. Okay. I had to know. I had to try. Okay. So, like, subscribe, leave a comment if you need, and I'll get back to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.